Hi, it's Kip K from Make Magazine with another weekend project. I love LEDs and glowing things like this LED art kit. Now you can pick this up in the Maker Shed. It's very inexpensive. It takes about 10 minutes to put together and it displays some really cool lighting effects. Well, on today's weekend project, we're going to build something out of Make Volume 14 and it's the Cosmic Nightlight. So let's get to work.
Okay, here's what you'll need for the Cosmic Nightlight. For starters, you need a resin epoxy mold, and I used a 3x5 mold. You'll also need some clear casting epoxy, some different colors of resin dye, and for an added touch you can use glitter. I picked up an assortment pack of different colors. You'll also need a 9-volt battery and battery clip, and some LEDs. I chose RGB color-changing LEDs because I like those. Now, because it's a cosmic nightlight, the idea is to pick out a constellation, so I downloaded a star chart and found the constellation Sagittarius and settled on that one. Then I printed it out as a guide and put some dots where each LED will go.
Okay, we're about to mix up our clear casting epoxy, and there's all kinds of warnings about this stuff as far as using it in a ventilated area and not getting it on your hands. So wear protective gloves and let's get it going.
The resin I'm using is a 2-part resin, which consists of the resin and also the hardener, and I want to mix up about an ounce of that. So equal parts are mixed together following the instructions, and that's poured into our mold.
Okay, I know there's warnings on here, but I mean, I smell this, and I smell a little bit of an odor, but it certainly doesn't smell like other things that I've worked with that have been far more irritating. But still, heed the warnings, okay?
Then I added 3 different colors of glitter. This will help reflect some of the LED light inside the resin. Now it's time to move on to our LED assembly as we let that first layer of resin harden. I used my printed out sheet as a guide and put it over a piece of foam core and then made some holes, installed my LEDs so they would all stay in place as I soldered them up. Our first layer of resin is completely hardened. Now it's time to mix up some more and pour that over the first layer. And here's where we add our dye. Now the color of dye you use is entirely your choice. I just used 2 different colors, and as you put drops of them in, use a toothpick and swirl them around till it looks like you want it.
So we've put in our 2 layers of epoxy and our glitter and our dye and swirled it around. And now really it's a waiting game, and that's what makes this a weekend project, not because of the difficulty level, but because you have to wait about 24 hours for each of these layers to harden. So I've got another day to wait for this second layer of epoxy to completely harden before I can move on. So in the meantime, we'll finish up our LED assembly. After that, we'll install the LEDs, we'll install our power source, and then we'll wrap up the rest of the epoxy to finish up this project, and that'll give you time to work on it yourself. So join me next week for part 2 of the Cosmic Nightlight.